Greetings YouTube, Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. This is episode number 98, and in this episode we're going to be facing off against a familiar foe. It's a boss battle. As we walk to the left, an elevator on the far side of the mountain is going to have Cipher Admin Snattle in it, and he's going to come talk to us. Move, foo, foo, foo! So we meet again! Ah yes, we meet again. My plan was perfect. The only problems were the utterly useless Lavrina and Gorgon, and you. You spoiled the brilliant plan I had devised for Phoenix City. Did I? And thanks to that terrible hard-nosed woman, I suffered the humiliation of having my worst moment broadcast all over Ore. Yeah, it was pretty funny, actually. To gain Master Greevil's forgiveness and for me to assume my rightful position as the governor of Ore, I must defeat you. This time, I won't be shy about revealing to you the full extent of my power. And he's right about that. He's not going to hold anything back, so we've got a difficult battle ahead of us as Snattle has brought his A-team. He's going to start out with Metang and Quagsire, so he has some familiar Pokemon here. Not all of his Pokemon are going to be the same, however. He has Metang and Quagsire from the last battle, and he also has Cast Form that he kept from the last battle. And I believe majority of the rest of the team, his other three team members, are all different. Alright, so we have Flygon and Crobat on the field here. I recommend starting off with a Grass type because you're going to want to remove Quagsire as quickly as possible because he can just be a nuisance, especially if he starts using Amnesia. So, we're going to make that happen. So, Giga Drain almost knocks out Quagsire in one hit. Not quite though, but Earthquake's going to finish him off, and it's also going to take out Metang in one hit. Notice the levels of these Pokemon are fairly high. Metang at level 42, Quagsire at level 42, so his Pokemon are well trained and ready for battle. Alright, so we have two of his Pokemon out on the first turn, which is fantastic, and we did not even get a scratch on us. Crobat grows up to level 47 there, which is nice. Doesn't learn any moves just yet, but he's almost going to learn Poison Fang. That's coming. Next Pokemon, Solrock and Scizor. Scizor is a bug and steel type Pokemon, much like Fortress, except like a gajillion times better. He doesn't just completely rely on defense. He has a lot of attacking power as well, and a lot of great stat increasing moves. One of his main weaknesses is his lack of speed, but a lot of times he'll come with agility. He can also up his attack power with Swords Dance. Silver Wind can be dangerous. Metal Claw can be dangerous. Scizor is just an overall dangerous Pokemon with a lot of resistances. You're going to have to bring a fire move in order to get rid of him. Solrock, on the other hand, is not as difficult. Thankfully, though, with Flygon, we are going to be able to get rid of Scizor with a Flamethrower that should knock him out in one hit. This is 4 times super effective. And that's Scizor's only weakness, mind you. Alright, so we got Scizor off the field pretty fast. Solrock's down to about half health, and I did not mention this, but Solrock is actually a Shadow Pokemon. It also has the Levitate ability, much like its counterpart Lunatone, who we captured from him the first time around. So stay away from using Ground-type moves, even though they would be technically super effective. Solrock will almost always go for a Shadow Sky on the first turn, so that all Pokemon that are not Shadows will be damaged every turn by the Shadow Rain. Luckily for Flygon, though, he has the leftovers, so he's going to be recovering that HP, and it'll kind of be like offsetting itself every turn. Alright, so with Crobat on this turn, we're going to go for a Confuse Ray on Solrock to hopefully, I guess, throw a monkey wrench into his plans. We're going to go for an Earthquake, knowing full well that everyone on the field but Cast Form is going to get hit by it, and it just barely doesn't knock him out. It leaves him with just a few HP left in the red zone. Solrock bypasses the confusion, of course, that's really not that much of a surprise to me. He's going to go for Shadow Rave, which really doesn't do that much damage. I feel like it should have done more than that. Anywho, Cast Form is going to go for a Thunderbolt, which is super effective on Crobat, but again, not a lot of damage there. Cast Form is really the weakest link of this team. It might be kind of bulky, but it doesn't have the firepower that the other members of the team have. And oh, I thought the Shadow Sky ended up knocking him out. That would have been funny. Now Cast Form legitimately has 1 HP left. You can't even really see anything on his health bar there. Alright, so we need to figure out a way to capture this Solrock here. So I might just want to throw an Ultra Ball now and see what happens. I mean, he doesn't have a status condition, but it's worth taking a shot, I suppose. As for Cast Form, he's going to end up dying this turn whether I attack him or not because of the Shadow Rain. So I'm probably going to use this turn here to switch Crobat out. We do have one more Pokemon coming after this. So regardless of what happens, that Pokemon's going to end up on the field this turn. And Solrock, not surprisingly, comes out very quickly from that Pokeball. I mean, he's only at pretty much exactly half health with no status condition. So that's to be expected. Alright, so I switched Crobat out for Zaprong. And Solrock yet again bypasses his confusion, so I feel like it's kind of a waste of time to confuse him in the first place, but that's alright. Thankfully, Shadow Rave just isn't doing that much damage. With another Thunderbolt from Cast Form, that doesn't do that much, as it's not very effective on Zaprong. And the Shadow Sky that was started by his teammate is going to end up knocking Cast Form out on this turn. And we'll get to Snattle's last Pokemon now. So, got through this team pretty quickly. I do recommend taking your time with the Shadow Pokemon. You will not be forced into another battle after this without the chance to heal. You don't have to heal, and I'm probably not going to, but you will not be forced into anything. So keep that in mind. You can be a little bit more reckless than you normally would be. Alright, so the last Pokemon of Snattle's team here is Starmie, the Water and Psychic type Pokemon. It is a Shadow Pokemon, and Starmie is an amazing Water type Pokemon. If you don't have a Water type at this point, I do recommend picking up Starmie for what's left of the game. It's not a whole lot, but Starmie is amazing. It has amazing speed and special attack stats that go well with its Water and Psychic types. It can learn a plethora of moves that all go well with its special attack stat, including Thunderbolt, Thunder, Psychic, Waterfall, Surf, Hydro Pump. Yes, did I miss anything? Ice Beam, all that good stuff. Alright, so Solrock ended up not hitting himself even once from the confusion. He snapped out of it. And then, ironically, goes for a Shadow Panic to confuse me instead. And of course, I'm imagining that I'm going to be hitting myself non-stop, because that's just how this game works. Alright, the Shadow Sky should actually be almost over. This is, I think, the 4th turn? I want to say the 4th turn, so maybe one more. Okay, so we have our work cut out for us, but we do have Electabuzz out in the field, so we will have a chance to get Starmie paralyzed as well. But what I want to do, let's see, there it is, that trusty yellow flute of mine. I love it. Alright, so we're going to use the yellow flute on Flygon so that he can pull off a Dragon Breath on Starmie, and that's going to be the optimal range to capture him right there. I don't want to attack him again because chances are I'll get a critical hit or just estimate how much damage it's going to do wrong. So, alright. Evasiveness is harshly down with the Shadow Mist there. I believe Starmie has Shadow Break, so has a 75 base power. It is a really good Shadow move because it has 100% accuracy. And yeah, would have been better if Starmie had Shadow Rave, just for Starmie that is, but because Starmie has a much higher special attack stat than physical attack, but whatever. Alright, so we're going to use Zaprong's turn here to go for a Thunder Wave and paralyze Starmie. So now we'll have both of these Shadow Pokemon paralyzed. That'll give us the best opportunity to capture them. And we also use the Yellow Flute with Flygon's turn to cure Electabuzz of his confusion, so that's why Flygon will not be attacking on this turn. Starmie yet again goes for another Shadow Mess. I don't understand. I could have had, or they could have had both of my Pokemon knocked out by this point, but they just don't want to attack. Solrock wants to spam Shadow Panic, and Starmie just wants to keep using Shadow Mist, which I don't understand. I mean, Shadow Mist, I guess, will make Shadow Panic hit easier because that will be the only move out of the two of them that has a less than 100% accuracy rating, but I don't understand. Alright, well, we're going to get Starmie off the field first, just because it's going to be the easier of the two captures, and that's because we have a Net Ball, so it will have a 3 times effectiveness on Starmie because it is a Water type, so I'm not worried about that at all. Starmie should stay in there. Yep, indeed, Starmie does. Alright, so now we just have to deal with Solrock, and he's going to use this turn to go for another Shadow Sky, not surprising. And we're pretty safe now, because we haven't lost any Pokemon, and the most that we have are just Zaprong and Crobat that are pretty injured. Flygon keeps restoring his health with leftovers, so not that worried at all. The problem becomes that we do probably have to damage him a little bit more, although the last time I tried to throw a Pokeball at him, he wasn't paralyzed, so maybe I should just try to throw one and see what happens. It's kind of iffy, though. He does have a lot of HP, but sometimes I get lucky. You never know. I think I'm going to switch back to Crobat now, just in case. Maybe I can confuse him again or hit him with a not very effective wing attack. But first of all, let's see what this Ultra Ball does. Stay in there, Solrock. Stay in there. Thank you. All right. And we got kind of lucky there because, I don't know, I just feel like he had way too much HP. But that's going to do it for Cipher Admin Snattle. It's a much more difficult battle than the battle with Lovrina was. But if you notice the spacing between the Cipher Admins, we went through the entire Citadark Isle in order to get to Snattle. Urgh, my plan, my perfect plan, Master Greevil, forgive me. And he runs off with his tail between his legs, much like he did last time. He's going to take the elevator back down again. And now, actually, we can take that elevator. Don't worry about the bridge just yet. We're going to create a shortcut right to the entrance. Remember that elevator from before where we could not enter it at the very beginning before we even entered the building? Yes, that's where this elevator takes us. The problem is that in order to get access to the healing machine and all that stuff, we're going to need to do one more battle. So let's heal Zaprong up with a Hyper Potion. I might as well use some of these healing items. I've been collecting them like they're trading cards. Alright, so as you go down the elevator... Oh yes, I recognize this place, but there's a Cipher Peon here. You're leaving already, but not before I show you my brand of hospitality. Okay, well this battle's pretty easy. He just has 3 Pokemon. Cipher Peon Cleef. Awesome. Alright, so he's going to start out with Shuckle and Blissey, 2 of the most defensive Pokemon in the entire game. Blissey, obviously, is Chansey's evolution, so it's pretty much Chansey's stats on steroids. This super high special defense and HP, and non-existent physical defense. Shuckle, however, has massive special defense and physical defense and a fairly low HP rating, but it kind of evens itself out. Shuckle's difficult to take down, that's for sure. First thing I'm going to do is just paralyze Shuckle, and we'll go for a Brick Break with Aggron on Blissey. And as expected, Blissey can't take that because of its awful defense stat. And yeah, Blissey goes down. Zaprong goes up to level 47. He's trying to learn the move Thunderbolt. That's why I did not use the TM on him. Thunder Punch lasted just long enough, so we can get rid of it now for Thunderbolt. The good part about that also is that now when we're fighting Pokemon who have effects based on making physical contact, Thunder Punch, we don't have Thunder Punch, so Thunderbolt will not make physical contacts and won't activate those abilities. Alright, so Shuckle went for a Bide there. And basically all that means is that Shuckle is going to absorb attacks for 2 turns and then unleash whatever damage he received during those 2 turns times 2 on his opponent. So we're going to either try to stay away from attacking him for 2 turns or try to kill him before he gets a chance to do anything. But with Weezing out of the picture, looks like we're stuck attacking Shuckle. So Iron Tail is super effective because Shuckle is Rock and Bug type, and we're able to knock him out in 1 hit, which is very, very unusual. Shuckle almost will never go down in 1 hit to anything, but we get lucky there. With no critical hits, it's just a testament to how strong our Aggron is. And now we have full access to the healing machine and the PC in this room right here, which is awesome. So we're going to take advantage of that, and that's actually going to be the end of this episode, guys. In the next episode, we're going to be taking on yet another Cipher Admin. Stay tuned for episode number 99. Game on.